So what if I wanted to read the data within this folder into R? That's something you're going to be doing in the script and something we'll do in my next video where we kind of just go through the script. So a common problem, it's the same kind of problem we had before with the variables, is that you have to know the exact name of the file you want to work with in order to read it in. So I'm going to just type in the command to read in a text file. Don't feel like you should know this right now. We'll go through it in the next video, and it's also covered in Lecture 3, Segment 2. So we're just going to try right now, knowing that I do not remember the name of this file, we're going to try to import it and see what happens. What happens when you call the wrong file name? Just to show you another common error that my students and I get. So in order to read in a file, first you need to think of a variable name for your data set. Whatever you pick is going to be the name that the workspace stores your whole data set into. So I, again, love to be transparent, so I'm going to do, actually I'll do lecture 3 example. That's what I'm going to name it. Then here, instead of an equal sign, you do this kind of arrow pointing towards the name. I know it's a little bit particular, but for this, that's how you do it. And the function is read.table. And in here, file, you set that equal to whatever the name of it is. I don't remember the name, so I'm going to make something up. I think it's like text example.txt. I know that's wrong. I don't care. I want to show you what happens when it's wrong. And then header equals true. So what happens if I hit enter? Error in file, cannot open the connection, no such file or directory, which is what I expected. So I already showed you how to look up a variable in the workspace to make sure you spell it right. How can you look up the name of a file in your working directory? Well, you can use the function list.files with the parentheses, no arguments, and just hit enter. And this will list all the files within your current working directory. So you can see I have the one text file, and this is the actual name that it was when I downloaded it from the website. So supplemental stats 1, example 1. So this is what should have been right here, but I didn't do that. So let's go back. Another handy thing, if you hit the up button, so I'm now going to just press the up button on my arrow pad, or I guess that's what they're called, the arrow pad. You'll see it goes to whatever the last command I did. You can actually go through every command you've done, at least through this session. Sometimes it saves previous sessions too. So if I hit it twice, you can see I'm back to that time I messed up. So let's just go here and fix it. So from list.files, I can see the name should be this. I'm just going to actually command C and then command V. So copy and paste it in because I don't feel like typing. You could have typed it. Hit enter. I get no output. But if I type ls and look what's on my workspace, I have my lecture 3 example. I can do names on this to see what are the names of the variables, and you can see I've got the 4 names, and this works because I remembered header equals true. Actually, here's another common error. Let me show you that one too. What happens if I forget to set my header? I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. I'm going to call this lecture 3 example wrong and hit enter. So now I've got the 2 of them in here, and let's just see what happens if I do names lecture 3 example wrong. This is how I learn a lot of things about R. I just kind of see what happens if I forget this. What happens if I do this backwards? And I learn a lot about exactly how the functions work. So here are some of the ones that were really helpful when I was playing around back in the day when I was learning. So you notice here, if I forget to set the headers, it gives them these default variable names. So V1, V2, V3, V4. If you preview, so you can use head to preview the first, by default, first 10 lines. You can be specific about how many lines you want, but the first 10 lines of your data set. So I'm just going to do head lecture 3 example. So this is what it'll look like if you did it right. You'll see that there are the 4 names, and then these are, oh, I guess it defaults to the first 6. I misremembered. So the first 6 lines, and you can see here are the values, the first 6 values for red truck, the first 6 values for whoop whoop, etc. And here it is for the wrong. Now I've got these names, and it actually counted the names of the variables that were in my first line as a value. So line 1 in my data set is now what were supposed to be the names. So this is another problem people will have where they're trying to call specifically red truck, but they forgot to actually set the header. So R doesn't think there is a variable red truck because you didn't tell it to import this first list, this first row as the variable names. So watch out for that error as well.